Hey guys.
Order filled.
Oops. Just gonna give. So basically, what am I doing? So it's a Saturday, and I'm doing some testing. So one of the updates is I did actually. Okay, obviously you don't want to do this, but
Stop
I
filled.
did get it to do full automation, where you don't have to press the arm disarm button. No, obviously this is very dangerous. Because your losses could run away with you pretty quickly. But I'm doing this to test a pretty much a different type of automation strategies and seeing if there is some type of edge in balance trading. So just bear with me at the moment. It's running at 10x at the moment.
Order filled.
As you can see, basically, I'm not touching anything at the moment. I'm actually working on my other computer, which is great. So I spent this script that I'm using AutoHotkey to do this. It's actually a very simple script, and it took me a while to actually program it, even though it's very simple. Essentially, what it does, it looks at where my that disarm button is. If it's gray, it clicks it. If it's green, it doesn't click it. That's pretty much all it is. So as you can see, if it stops out or it takes the profit target,
Stop filled.
um, it'll press it again.
Order filled.
See, it went gray, and then it pressed it again. So that's kind of what I'm working at the moment. Um, I'm hoping that there is a way to do full automation with this strategy. Obviously, Connor and other people who are successful with it are using a semi-automatic or autonomous trading with it, where it's discretionary to is very not very discretionary. Um, you have to man the station pretty much. I do understand sometimes you need to put it into regression, sometimes you need to put it into trend, depending on the market. But I'm hoping that's something that is not as frequent as needed, using a almost automated strategy. So anyway, doesn't really matter. I'm just testing it right now.
Stop filled.
So as you can see, it's actually
Order filled.
not doing quite so well. I did change a couple
Target
parameters.
filled.
And obviously, this does not account for commissions. So what I'm doing
Order filled.
is I changed the profit and loss ratio so that the profit is one tick more than the stop. So I'm hoping that kind of accounts for commissions. Obviously, it doesn't count for commissions if you keep losing. But hopefully that simulates the commissions a little bit better. Actually, I mean, maybe it should be the other way. I should. Anyway, um, so we'll just run it for the day, up until basically. Maybe I'll just run it for until the end of the day, which is past 10, end of the day at 4 p.m. Eastern time, and we'll see what happens at it. So Connor does have like an account data little window at the very top
Target
where it
filled.
shows
Order filled.
like what the account is.
Stop
I
filled.
think that's really useful because this right now the settings of it gets into trades pretty often. Today is I'm running on the 29th. It's a pretty low volatility day, so you can see that I'm down 150, which is basically two trades. And but it'll be great to just see that on. I think Connor has it on the top right of his chart. It'll be great to see that all the time, and not have to keep looking at it or waiting for a trade to complete before that happens. So I'm not touching it because
Order filled.
I'm not even concerned at all about the numbers or anything like that. So obviously,
Target.
you want to
Order
see the
filled.
actual what's the word for it? The actual numbers. Oh, now it shows numbers. So, um, But I have it so that it centers on the price. It centers the
Target
screen
filled.
on the price. So I'm hoping
Order
that
filled.
actually helps. Okay, so there I had a little bit of
Target
trouble
filled.
figuring what the hell it's doing. I toggled it a couple of times before it finally decided to keep it on green. But anyway, so okay, in terms of automation
Order filled.
and modeling this out a little bit more, this is
Target
gonna take
filled.
some time. So I'm now up 250, and I think the
Order filled.
big, I think, so from what I've seen so far, the really big variable is regression or trend. Obviously, I mean, anyone who has been following Polarity, ATI, and Habit, that's kind of the important thing.
Stop filled.
But there's also other things like, do you keep it on
Order
the
filled.
15 that Connor has a set in Polarity, or do you do like something less, like 10-10, maybe even 8-8, or do you vary the profit loss ratio? So, it's like 15 ticks for a win, like 10 for a loss, or maybe even 5 for a win and 10 for a loss, stuff like that. That's, and also I think you can also make it so that you can have a trailing stop, or maybe even like a trailing profit target. I have no idea. I haven't looked at it too much. So those are all variables
Target
on the
filled.
trade management side
Order filled.
to figure out, how to optimize it. And the other thing is, like, there's many different parameters. So there's like a minimum volume parameter that you can toggle up. You can also toggle the ratio of the imbalance. You can toggle the number of imbalances. I think those are the top three I've seen so far. And I think
Stop
those
filled.
are not, they
Order
are
filled.
important, but they're kind of like tweaking things. I think the most important thing is just to
Target
see
filled.
if you should be in regression or trend mode.
Order filled.
So I think that's really important. And obviously you can't be profitable all the time, like every single day. So, but maybe, like, let's just say if you're in regression mode and you're profitable 66% of the time, just by leaving in regression mode like I am right now,
Target filled.
and the other 33% of the time, you should have probably put into trend mode. So I think when I think about the markets, just about trade, like, obviously I'm not as good as Connor, but I have
Order
traded the
filled.
markets quite a bit, and like, there's patterns in the market every single day. I would say
Target filled.
there's like a chop pattern. It'll be easier if I illustrate this, but I think there's 5. Let me think about this. Yeah, I think there's 5 key patterns in the market. So there's like a range pattern, which is basically ranging off of the pre-market
Order filled.
throughout the day. There's a breakout breakout plus continuation. So basically, days we're up like 0.8% right off, or 20 minutes off the open, and then we go to 1.4% or whatever.
Target
at the end of the
filled.
day. And likewise for downside, there's like downtrending days, and then down
Order filled.
continuation. And then also there's a very rare, not rarely, but sometimes what happens is that there's a trend day that turns into a reversal, and those are actually the most difficult. So you can think about it like it trends up in the morning, and then in the late afternoon, it kind of sells off back almost to flat. Those are actually very difficult days. So I think it's not very frequent compared to just like a regular trend and continuation, the trend and reversal. So those are the 5 kind of ways I see
Target
what
filled.
the market happens. And this
Order
is important because I
filled.
actually trade on the side. I'm also trading a different strategy. Just a much, obviously not something that's automated.
Stop filled.
It's more what's the word for it? It's more discretionary. So it's like a broad market reversal kind of strategy. And so I do study the market itself quite heavily to play the strategy, or to have the strategy be successful. So those are the 5 states I see in the market. So if we have those 5 states, how can we translate that into just leaving this into regression or leaving this into trend? And so that's kind of what I'm really want to work at today, or over the testing. And by automating it, as you can see now, I don't have to, come back and like, if I'm in a trade, I have to press the button. I actually need to ask them if there's a way to just keep it constantly armed until you disarm it, so it doesn't turn off when you complete a trade. Again, that's very dangerous to do, and I'm doing this in
Order
playback
filled.
mode, simulation mode, so I'm not gonna do this until I'm ready. And again, I can go over, and when I'm ready, that
Target
means
filled.
I'm actually gonna, what's the word for it? I'm going to mirror these trades in my interactive brokers account, using SPY, at very small increments, because I think like one of the difficulties people people
Order
have
filled.
like trading, especially with futures, is the tick size is very, very high. As you can see right now, I'm up 567, but I could very well be down a
Target
thousand
filled.
with this.
Order filled.
If I put in trend mode, I'm down 1,000, right?
Stop filled.
So, this is very important, I think. And also, the other parameter, so there's many parameters. The other parameter is actually time. So as you
Order
see today, I
filled.
started at 7 a.m. CS, or I'm just gonna use Eastern Standard Time. I start at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is 7 a.m. my time. And when do we stop?
Stop
Or do we
filled.
start at 9:30? Do we start at 10:30? Or what are the time parameters that works best for regression, or works best for trend? Things like this that can be optimized, and it's, in a way, it's kind of curve fitting, but I don't, in my opinion, I think the market has very predictable patterns, those SPY patterns that I mentioned. And if you can tell what those patterns might be, and keep them, and have strategies in Polarity that map to those type of market conditions, I think you can be very successful with this in automation, semi-automation, or discretionary, or full discretionary. So that's kind of what
Order
I'm working
filled.
on at the moment. Having this
Stop filled.
having this little thing, this little auto hotkey clicking thing, it's definitely saving my
Order
ass.
filled.
Because otherwise, I'm just gonna just sit here and like keep pressing buttons, keep pressing the arm button like a monkey or a chicken, and it would just be a waste of my time and day, and just kind of make me not as motivated to optimize and test it. Okay, so where are we at? We're at 10 a.m. Probably. Also, there's a lot of trades here, so that's why I decided to put 8 ticks up, 7 ticks down, to hopefully account for commissions a little bit.
Target filled.
So we're at 625. What is that?
Order filled.
Going to calculator. 625 divided by 8 divided by 12.5. Wait, that doesn't make sense. So we're up around 6 trades at the moment. Okay, so yeah, so that's pretty much where I'm
Stop
at
filled.
the moment.
Order filled.
I'll do a separate video specifically once I have something that I feel is decent. I'm gonna make a video about how I'm actually gonna test this live, but mirroring in interactive brokers until I get to the point where my mirror, obviously it's a slow acclimation.
Target filled.
knows actually what's going on the screen right now. So I can't at the moment just do this right off the back and be down 600, 700 a day or up whatever. Have that variance. So I need to slowly build it up from maybe even one share of SPY, which would be like 60 cents a day, right? Up or not, maybe not 60 cents, like
Order filled.
$6, right? Or not $6, maybe like $3, right? Up and down $3.
Target filled.
And then obviously, once you get more and more comfortable, that $6 can be now $12, and then it could per day, okay?
Order filled.
And then it could be 24, or could stay at 24 for a while, and then it could be 30, and then 40, 50, 60, 70, whatever. And then, at some point, you will actually hit the tick potential of a full contract, right? Which in this case, I think I'm like a 700 at the moment. I don't know. I think the other question, that's
Stop
the
filled.
strategy to do it. And I think one of the other things is so if you don't have a margin account in Interactive Brokers, what can you do, right? So margin account allows you over 25,000, allows you to get in and out of the market every single day, with a 30%, a 25% margin rate on SPY, right? You can buy 4 shares per 1 share, right? So you have 4x leverage on the SPY, right? So, but if you don't have that,
Order filled.
it's gonna be difficult. You're gonna have to do a cash account, right? Depending on the value of that cash account, you might even have to trade something like one of the 3x ETFs. Let me just bring it up. There's a couple of them. So you're gonna have to trade something like UPRO, which is $38.57, or SPXU, which is my favorite for shorting the market, because it's $13.48. So that's an inverse ultra short. So basically, when Polarity goes long, you need to go short. Yeah, you'll figure it out if you actually use it. So that's $13.48. So if you have a really, really, really low account, you probably have to go that route, UPRO or SPXU, and then just kind of work your way. It's going to be a long journey to work your way there.
Target filled.
But eventually you'll get to the tick size, and I think that's kind of where, because not only with Polarity but with other types of trading, I see a lot of people not fail, because there's always going to be people who don't succeed. But I think people who don't succeed specifically because they are hampered by or freaked out or like emotional due to the share size, I think this is the route you should take, and this is the route I'm going to take for this. I hope that makes sense in terms of my methodology, and I'll make an actual video about this once I have something that's somewhat tradable live, and just not like in playback. Live as in using my Interactive Brokers account. And that will be really fun, because literally I just have to sit there and just click buttons like to mirror the trades, and if it is very frequent like this, I'm literally just gonna have to be there all the time to click it. The other thing I can do, and this is on my laptop, and I'm not sure if I can do this because this laptop is slow, I can actually write a script
Order filled.
that somehow reads what Polarity is doing and NinjaTrade is doing, and then presses buttons in Interactive Brokers to make it fully automated. And I might do that. That's a big time commitment to program that. But if I do find success just mirroring the trades, and I just don't want to freaking be there to mirror the trades the entire day, I might just start doing that. So that obviously that's something if I'm consistently profitable mirroring the trades.
Stop filled.
I'll do that. Okay, where are we at? We're at 11 a.m. So we have 5 more hours in the market, right? Yeah, 5 more hours in the market, and we're going at 10x speed. So that's like 50 minutes. Okay, that's quite a long time. So I might just cut it. We'll let it go for another hour, and then we'll pause it and just kind of see where we're at with the parameters.
Order filled.
So I'll stop talking for a little bit and just let you watch the automation.
Target filled.
And also, I want to start watching some streams as well.
Order filled.
Twitch streams, so I'm going to turn this off pretty quickly. So I guess another question is how long will it take me to actually get this to work fully automated, to dial it down across all those different parameters? And actually write this down in the chart. So obviously everyone does it their own way, but I do have multiple chalkboards
Target filled.
that I use to keep myself organized and keep my thoughts organized. So I'm going to write down the parameters that we need to optimize on. Okay, the first obviously is regression or trend for the day, and that could obviously entail many things, right? So under that, I'm gonna say the 5 states of the market. Okay, 2 is minimum volume for the imbalances, right? 3 is the ratio of the imbalances. 4 is the P&L chart, right? P&L, right? Or trade management, basically. 5 is time. So do we trade pre-market? Do we trade the open of the cash market for half an hour like Connor does? Do we trade maybe an hour more? Do we trade after the morning? So basically 10:30 onwards or 11 onwards. What do we trade? Or do we trade the power hour? No. Am I missing anything else? But there's also something, I think there's also maybe like regression short or regression long only, or trend long. I'm not sure we want to do that. I think the range out will keep it at 15. Yeah, so I think that's pretty much it. So that's a lot. So if you think about it, right now I'm running at 10x speed, and I think that's only what I'm comfortable running at until the systems maybe gets like, it's running too fast and it's giving not 100% accurate results, right? Tick by tick results. So let's just keep it at 10x, and that's really fast too. That's 10 seconds for every 1 second.
Order filled.
So for an hour, that's 6 minutes, right? That's not too bad to run something, but you can see we have 5 different dimensions
Stop filled.
to model after, right? And yeah, that's quite a lot. And each of those things, each of those, it's 5 times 5. There's 25 different scenarios that we run.
Order
And
filled.
within them, there was probably another 10 or 5. So there's 125 possible scenarios that we have to run to optimize it. And that's where, so times 6, that's that's 10 hours, right? Okay, anyway.
Target filled.
Okay, we're almost to 12, so that's basically an hour, and we'll stop it. We will stop it there for, and I'll continue for the rest of the day, but we'll stop it there for,
Order filled.
and just kind of recap what happened for the day. One thing I'm hoping is, there's like a P&L graph for the day, so I can kind of see when it does well and when it doesn't do well. That'll help with the time dimension quite a bit. Okay, so it's 12. So basically, okay, with the script I'm running to disable it, I just hit tilde.
Target filled.
So now, once it goes into, so if I disarm it, it won't arm it again. So I'll pause it at the moment, so I can run it again later. So we're up 975. I'm hoping this is accurate because my P&L, my profit loss ratio, is 8 ticks to 7 losses. So hopefully it's a little bit more accurate, because obviously this does not count for commissions. Is it trade performance? Okay, let's see what happens. So total net profit. Okay, that doesn't make sense. Why does that show that? And my, oh, because I ran this a couple times. Average trades per day, 42. Jesus Christ. That's so stupid. So that's better in longs. Oh yeah, that's the other thing too. Analysis. What the hell does that do? Oh, here we go. Let's see if we can. Okay, this doesn't go by time. This doesn't go during the day. This is obviously a daily. Oh, there you go. Trades. Okay, wait. That doesn't make sense either. That's not correct either. I think it is half an hour. Let's just do half hour of day. Okay, that's not right either. Daily. I just want half hour of day. Okay, that's not right either. Bro, I just want fucking, oh my god, this is so stupid. Trades. Okay, whoops. Now it's frozen. Okay. Executions. Okay, it's probably not executions either, because that's gonna. Okay, that's gonna fucking analysis. Cumulative net profit. Time based. Exit time. Time base. Trades. Well, I guess here, I don't know what this is. So trade time. 40 trades. Did optimally. So this is kind of like time too, right? Because the number of trades is I don't know what's going on back there because I don't think I refreshed it from a previous testing. Okay, so anyway, that's kind of what's going on. Interesting, but anyway, that's the stream for now. Hopefully you found it useful, and keep following me as I continue to play around with this and figure things out. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to finish the rest of the day, testing for the rest of the day, and then I'm going to test. I'm just going to test in regression, I think, because I think the market state is in regression most of the time. Okay, so I'm going to reload the script, and I'm going to press the bracket key. So now that basically turns it on, and I'm going to run it for the rest of the day. So, alright, talk to you guys later.
Order filled.